Hello, everyone. Aren't we professional?
We're totally ready.
Last time we had pictures of the floor and the keyboard, but not this time. We're prepared.
And for the sake of Luke Morissette, in case he gets on, yeah, I have dusted the keyboard on the laptop. Oh dear. So we have figured out that there is a bit of a delay from when we're speaking to when you're getting this. So your comments might not be in line with how we answer to you. So, but if you look at the bottom, there are some little pictures of like little emojis that you could send up. So if we send laughing ones, love ones, stay away from the hate one if possible. So I don't know whether we've got it here, have we?
So thank you for joining us, and we hope everyone is doing well. For those of you who have been following our little outings on Facebook, we just want to make sure that you know, or just want you to know, that we are being totally safe. Yes, we live on the 9th floor of an apartment building, but we are taking the stairs. Yes, both up and down. And
9 floors.
Nine, especially up, 9 long floors. But we're using gloves to go down on the doorknobs and the railings. Yeah. And we go straight to the car, and then we drive 5 minutes north, and we're out in the wilderness, really. So we're like more than 2 meters, like we're 2 miles away from the next person. So the only ones we get close to are the little critters that we meet. So that's fun.
Yeah, and so we just want to make sure that we are cognizant of the fact that some people are going through hell right now.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Loss of jobs, loss of income, loss of life, loss of friends. So we're not trying to belittle or undermine the seriousness of what's going on, but we do feel that for a lot of people who are isolating, hopefully everybody's following the protocols, we just thought we would lighten up. We did this last week, just over a week ago, and several people said, can we continue our silly stories of our life together. Last time we talked about when we first met, how we met, and we're going to continue from there. But before we do, let's just say hi to everybody. If you could say where you're from in the comments so that people can see those. So I want to say hi to Kathy and Xiliang, Rick. Hello, handsome, you say.
Which one?
Yeah, it has to be you, because otherwise he needs glasses, Kathy, hi, cuties. That's
Which
lovely.
one of your uncles is handsome, Rick? Come on.
Yeah. Carol Fredrickson.
Yeah.
Do you remember we met her up in Bala? Kathy is there, we said already. Cheryl Sear. Hi, Cheryl.
Local.
Gail from
North Vancouver.
Vancouver,
Yay.
which is wonderful. Victoria.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Local. Yeah.
Alan from and Anne Rumsey from Kingston. So
wow. Great
to see you, Anne. Matt Cousins. Matt was one of the students in Spring Hill. Hi, Matt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're just looking at our laptop to see the
Rick.
Yeah, the comments. Krista O'Donnell. Oh, hi, Krista.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Krista
Parry
from
Sound is
Parry
here.
Sound. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's lovely. So, okay, so last time we were talking about one of the things we shared was when we used to go to MCC. It was it's Metropolitan Community Church. It's down in Toronto, and it has a special ministry to the LGBTQ community. What they did every year, they did a coming home. No, what was it called?
Homecoming.
Yeah. A homecoming dance, which we went to, and we shared one of the things that happened there. But one of the things they did at that point was to ask if anyone would come forward and share a joke. So Mark encouraged me, which he doesn't normally encourage me to tell jokes now because he's heard them so often.
We were together 2 weeks then, though.
Yeah.
So I was very supportive and encouraging.
Yeah, and so you may have heard this one. If you have, bear with it. If you haven't, it's the first timer, and it's called the wide-mouthed frog. The story goes, the wide-mouthed frog is going through a jungle, and he meets a lion, and he says, "Hello, I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies. Who are you? What do you eat?" And the lion looks at him and says, "I'm a lion, and I eat gazelles and deer." So the wide-mouthed frog says, "Oh, okay, bye-bye." Off he goes, ribbit, 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 through the jungle. And he meets an elephant, and he says, "Hello, I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies. Who are you, and what do you eat?" And the elephant looks at him and says, "I'm big and strong, I'm an elephant, and I eat the leaves off the trees and the roots off the ground." So the wide-mouthed frog says, "Oh, bye-bye." And off he goes, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. And finally he meets an alligator, and he says, "Hello, I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies. Who are you, what do you eat?" The alligator looks him straight in the eye and he says, "I'm an alligator, and I eat wide-mouthed frogs." So the wide-mouthed frog says, "Oh, you don't see many of those around here, do you?" And I know that in Britain they had a Maltesers advert where that was, years later after I'd heard that joke. But the thing is it's going to lead into what we did at MCC around about our first Halloween there. So do you want to share about that?
Just a few weeks later, that dance was in September, so in October, Halloween time, we decided to make our own costumes. And Alan, being a teacher, he knew how to do paper mache. So Alan was the wide-mouthed frog and I was the alligator. So we made our masks, and we bought material for the costumes, and neither of us can sew. And so we went down to my mum's house in Hamilton. We drove down
about an hour and a half away.
Yeah. And so because she was going to sew our costumes for us, and so we get to my mum's house, and we open the door, and there she is, and she's in costume. She's got this big beard on and a getup, and she was going to be doing a story for her Sunday school class that coming Sunday.
But we were late because of the traffic.
Yeah, and she said, "Oh, what took you so long? I'm dying here of the heat." So before we could do any sewing, she gave us her Sunday school lesson, which was very cute. And then we started sewing, and we were doing what we could, but most of the work Mum was doing, and Alan was being Alan and making her laugh, and her glasses were fogging up, and she said, "Oh, shut up, I can't see," But so we made our costumes. She did a great job. We got home back to Toronto, and the next morning I get a phone call from my mum. She says, "Are you going to be in today?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Why?" She said, "I'm just not happy with your tail. I have to come in." So my mum, who did not like to drive on the highway at all, she drove all the way into Toronto just to fix my tail. And so that was sweet. And so just so you can see, we went to the dance. We won first prize for the couple.
We had what was it? A free meal to the Swiss Chalet or something.
Yeah,
a couple of other things. So not big prizes, but
no,
fun.
But sure, it was great. And so, Alan, how do you?
Oh yeah, because then what we did is afterwards we didn't want to only wear the costume once.
Yeah,
so we went round
Halloween night. We went around.
Yeah, we went round to see some friends. So there's a dear friend of ours, Pat, and we went round there and knocked on the door, and we just stood there, and we, in a funny voice, we said, "Trick or treat," and she said, "I don't know, I've got no idea who you are." So finally we let her off the hook and took the thing off, and she said, "Oh my God, boys," she was laughing her head off. And then we went to see Helena, and Claire, her daughter, was around there at the time, and we went around there, knocked on the door, and we thought we'll have some fun here. And Claire comes to the door. We don't say anything. She looks at us and she said, "Oh, come on in, boys." And I thought, well, that's done a lot of, So we actually did have a photograph taken. I don't know if you can see that. That's the frog and the alligator. That's Claire with me and as the frog, and that's the alligator with Helena there. So that was a lot of fun. We had so much fun just doing that,
Yeah.
So let's just. I think a few more people have joined. So we got
Scotland.
Yeah, Anne Hume. Anne
from
is
Toronto,
here,
yeah.
from Toronto,
Wow.
yeah. Helen Menmuir, hello Helen, from Bonnie,
Edinburgh.
Scotland, which is
Edinburgh.
wonderful.
Wow.
Um,
Newfoundland. Paul's here.
yeah, Paul Martin, that's
Wow.
wonderful. Jolene from here in Elliot Lake. Hi,
Local.
Jolene.
Sandy
from Elliot
yeah.
Lake. Emily,
Oh,
your niece.
my niece, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Gwen?
Gwen from our school there. Derek from Southampton, England.
Wow.
Kathy
Kathy's here.
Levin.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Shelley McLennan, that's great. Bruce Walker from Toronto. Lou, next door to my sister. Hi, Lou.
Hi, Lou,
And Mike. Have a great weekend, Kathy said. Valerie Mercer Spence was great, and Tanya Brissett was great. So thank you very much for joining us. We really, really appreciate that. So that's that story. The Halloween costumes. Okay, next one. Not long after we met.
Yeah, well, the routine was, like I lived in Hamilton still and Alan was in Toronto. So every Friday night I would drive into Toronto and we would spend the weekend together. And usually on a Friday night we would go get some groceries. And I don't know if anyone's from Toronto that knows Highland Farms. It's a really nice grocery store. And so we would go there to do our groceries for the weekend. And so, beautiful vegetables and nice meats and everything. So we get to the checkout, and the lady that was checking people out, that didn't sound right, but she wasn't checking us out. No, the cashier, she did not look like she was having a good day. She looked really unhappy. And so Alan, like when we got up to in time to check out, Alan just turned her around. I don't know what he said, but and I was just so happy, and it felt so good and proud that he had turned her around. Like she was beaming and laughing as we left. And I thought, what a gift he has to do that with people, to be able to really affect how their day is going. It's a gift that I still love about him. But anyway, so another thing, after we would whatever we were doing for the weekend, usually on a Sunday morning we would go out for breakfast. And so we were at this little local to Alan's area diner, and the waitress came up and taking our order, and Alan says, "Oh, you have such a beautiful face." And not to be unkind, but she was no beauty. I mean, and she was like, we were young back then. Like I was in my 30s and you were in your early 40s, and I think she was like 80. That's not old now, but it was back then. And she looked at Alan like, honey, I'm old enough to be your grandmother. Like,
She said that, didn't she?
Are you trying to pick me up, kind of thing? And so after she left, I said, Alan, you were trying to impress me with that, weren't you? And he said yes. And so
it didn't work.
I said it didn't work. Don't bother doing that anymore. When it came naturally, it was a beautiful thing to see. Anyway.
But aren't you proud that I was trying to impress you?
Yes. Yeah. Back in the days when you still wanted to impress.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So another story that happened in our first place that we lived together, a place called Dawes Road.
This was after you'd moved in, a year later, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. In East York we lived, and so Alan was a little bugger then, and he still is. And I was in the bathroom and finished my business. No details there. So I open up the door to come out, and what Alan is on the floor, and he screams and grabs my feet. Well, I fell all the way back into the bathtub. Luckily, there was a shower curtain there that, caught my fall. Like my heart just almost stopped. And lucky for him, I didn't have a heart attack then, because a week later, I had a very serious heart attack.
Yeah.
If I'd had it then, you would have been.
I would have not been a very happy camper. Yeah.
He would have been paying it, like still. I would have been.
But what made me laugh is that I not long after, well, a couple of days after that, before he had his heart attack, there was I came home from school once, and he said that he came in to the apartment and he was almost sure I was home, and he said, "Okay, I know you're there. You can come out now wherever you're hiding." He looked in the closet. Which is really because we don't go back into the closet now.
No, not anymore. But I actually looked under the sink, because I thought he's going to hide somewhere really weird.
Yeah.
Under the bed, I looked everywhere.
So how did you feel when you realised that you were on your own?
I felt like an idiot. Yeah.
Okay, let's catch up with some of the people that have joined Thinking. Sandra Miller. Hi, Sandra. From just near Kennedy Road. Which is nice. And Sean Johnson. Sean.
In England, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tamara
from Barry, yeah.
Michelle, a
Michelle
local
here
girl.
from Elliot,
Yeah.
joined.
Rick Port Dover's in the house.
Wow.
Rick Killingdale.
Oh, Vera. Hi, Vera.
Vera, Vera, are you home or are you still down in Florida with your granddaughter?
Yeah. So I hope wherever you are, Vera, I hope that you're safe.
No feet isn't code for anything, Rick. You're bad.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Okay,
so that's that one.
Yeah, we're still in Dawes Road in East York, and our first Christmas together. We had a wonderful Christmas together, but. I brought one. I was visiting my mom, and I brought some Christmas decorations that she had given me, and I left
them with you.
Well, this must have been when I wasn't living with you, because
that's right. Before
I actually moved in.
Yeah.
Because I left them with Alan to put up around the house, and when I got there on the following week on the Friday night, I walked into what you wouldn't believe. I think it's an English thing, but there was tinsel hanging from every bit of the apartment. Like it was, you couldn't see the walls because of all this junk on it.
Well, the thing that I remember is, I didn't realise how crazy Canadians and North Americans were about Christmas, because what happened was, in the box that Mark had brought up, there was this lovely red. Kind of, I don't know what shape it was, but it was that shape, and I thought, that would be nice on it had ho 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 on it, so I put it up on the wall, and I actually had some red Christmas lights, and I put the red lights all around it, so I thought, that would be nice.
Tacky.
And when he came, he told me that it was a toilet seat cover. I had no idea that people had Christmas toilet seat covers, and then I did. We left it up on the wall, didn't we?
Well, for that first year we did.
Yeah.
That was the only year.
And it's years later, when we moved into the Holland Marsh and we had a lovely little John Boy's house in the countryside, Mark said, "Alan, you can
decorate the garage."
The garage. I was, but we used to have, as our friend Helena said at our wedding, she said, Alan meeting Mark has been a good thing because now we have tasteful decorations. She said, So there's been a few more people have joined. This is great. Some people have joined and left. Had enough.
Probably after your joke. Yeah.
But Vera is home.
Good.
Yeah, which is good. Anu. Hi, Anu. From Ottawa area. Lindsay. Lindsay. Which is lovely, yeah. Again, and Dan Robinson. Hi, Dan. That's great. Wow. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, there were some other people that had joined as well that we have. I don't know where their comments are. I think we've lost them. So if we didn't mention you by name, please apologise. We apologise to you, and just know that we're glad that you're here.
Please apologise to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did see someone there that had joined, which is great. Oh, I know. It was Calvin Blanchette, one of the guys I married. He was a great guy. It was funny that I knew this was going to happen, but we're up at the lodge, and we had the lake behind us, and all of the wedding party was there. Including the bride. She came down, and then no groom. I knew what was going to happen, but people were kind of looking around, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, there's a little rowing boat or a little outboard motorboat, and Calvin is fishing away, and he's got a boot or a can or something on there. I thought that was a brilliant thing to do. It was one of the most memorable weddings, so that was great. So thanks for joining us, Calvin. I don't know if you're still with us, but that was a great. Carl from Vancouver Island is here.
Oh, wow.
Julian from Lake Superior. Yeah.
Manitoulin.
Julian?
Yeah.
That's Julian from Manitoulin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that rhymes. Julian from Manitoulin. Yeah. Oh, that's right. There was another Julian I was getting muddled up with. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Dan. Oh, we've mentioned him before. Dan Robinson. Yeah. So I think we can go. Okay. So that was the decorations. And then we found out that we began to be a little bit concerned about the area where we were in East York. Down at anyone.
It was a bit of a scary place to live, really.
Yeah, it was, really. There were break-ins actually next door and opposite.
What made us really move was gunshots that we kept hearing.
Yeah, in the park down there. So we decided to move. And in fact, years later, that apartment building was designated the worst apartment in the whole of Greater Toronto area, which is really bad.
It wasn't that bad when we were there. But
it just went from bad to worse, didn't it? So anyway, we decided to move, and we looked around, and we found in northwest of Toronto there's an area called Etobicoke, Rexdale. We didn't realise that Rexdale also had a reputation. We didn't know that, but in
certain areas of it,
what we were in, we went into a place called Roundtree Road, and there were 3 beautiful condos that were privately owned by some people, but the one that we moved into was actually managed by a rental company. So although it was condo style living, it was rented, so we didn't actually own it. But it was beautiful. It was on the 14th floor, and it was funny because we went to have a look at the model. Do you want to tell that a bit about the where we went in to see the model suite?
Yeah, well, we just not much of a story there. We just went in to see the model suite, and she was showing us different ones, and she said, "Oh, and this model we have, on the 14th floor,
top floor,
looking over the Humber River." I said, "We'll take it." And Alan went, "What? We will?" We hadn't even seen it yet, but it was a beautiful place, and we had 2 really nice years there, didn't we?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Was a gorgeous place to live.
Yeah. So the next few stories are based in Etobicoke, and it's getting on to 3:20. So I think we'll do that, and then we'll finish at 3:30 so that people can get on with their lives.
We won't do our Holland Marsh stories. We won't do our Barrie stories. We won't do our Elliot Lake stories.
No, that'll be next time. Yeah. Okay. So all right. Do you want to tell the next 2? Because I tend to blurt them out.
Well, the one night we were lying in bed, and all of a sudden, Alan
was asleep.
Yeah, we were sleeping. I was sound asleep. All of a sudden, Alan bolts up into bed and howls like a wolf, like you wouldn't believe, really, really loud. And so that scared the crap. And I bolted up and screamed really, really loud.
Because I'd woken you up.
And my scream scared Alan, so he screamed really loud and made me scream again. So we thought, oh my God, the neighbors, if they thought it, now they knew they were next door to a couple of screaming queens.
It gave a whole new meaning to the term screaming queens. Yeah,
anyway,
that was funny. And then we couldn't stop laughing, could we? After that, the couple next to us actually, we only saw them briefly once or twice, but they were Jehovah's Witnesses. So I think they moved not long after that. I think they probably were wise to
get out of there. Yeah,
probably wise to do that. Yeah.
Another thing. Couple little stories that happened while we were in Etobicoke. We had our dining room was there were floor to ceiling windows, and it was a gorgeous view over the river and wooded areas and that. And we had a couple of friends over for dinner, and we were eating a lovely meal that I'm sure Alan had prepared. And all of a sudden, Alan sees, we were on the flight path for the airport there. And Alan sees a Concorde, but he doesn't.
Well, because I didn't know they came into Toronto.
No. Yeah. But he doesn't just.
Well, it was just going to go out of out of sight. So I had to get it out quickly.
So he doesn't just say, "Oh, there's a Concorde." He screams like at the top of his lung, "Concorde!"
And everyone dropped.
We dropped our cutlery. Like we were, you know. I guess it was a good thing that he did that because we would have missed seeing the Concorde. We actually saw it,
but it was actually what that reminded me of. Do you remember Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost when she has the pen or something, and she's about to sign the wrong name, and the ghost, she drops the pen. Went through that one, yeah. So
another little anecdote like that is we lived near a little town called Woodbridge, and we'd often drive up there, and we were driving along. It was just before Christmas.
It was a garden store.
A garden center we were going to, and just like I was driving, Alan's in the passenger seat, and all of a sudden, his hand shoots right in front of my face like that, and he screams, "Santa!" I almost had an accident. I mean, I probably did pee myself, but like I almost went off the road. It was so scary. But
that's the first time I'd seen him that year. I thought, oh my God, Christmas is starting. And of course, just like Mark's mum, I love Christmas. So, that's good. So let's just, before we tell the last story, let's see.
I thought you married Mark, yes.
Yeah. Marcel Brooks.
Oh, my cousin, yeah. Hi, Marcel.
Hi, Marcel.
Oh, and Ashley Tessa, another cousin. Wow.
Oh, wow, that's great, isn't it? Cecil. Hi, Cecil.
Yeah.
Downstairs on the first floor.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You had a foursome.
Victoria Gatell Williams. You froze.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll come out. Oh, Dory. Hi, Dory in Kingston. It's good. All these people.
I love that picture of Harley that you posted in bed.
Great. Isn't it wonderful all these people have just dropped in to say hi?
Patricia Libbett.
Yeah.
That's...
Patricia, San Diego.
San Diego,
yeah,
wow.
Patricia. Jeez. Patricia was instrumental in getting me my first job as a full-time teacher when I left college, which was wonderful.
I hope we've
unfrozen. Julia, her daughter, is a lovely girl. Long time ago. Okay, do you want to tell the last story?
Well, that's you start that.
What?
You can start it.
Kevin and Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we got I have two really best buddies in England. There's Alan Hicks and his wife Elaine. I've known Alan since grade 9. And another person I made friends with in Southampton, England, when I was working at a hospital looking after mentally handicapped people. And this was a woman who was on the same ward, as they were, hospital in those days, as I was, in a different capacity, but her name was Pauline, and Pauline and I became incredibly close friends, and she was married, and she had 2 children. Both of them are grown up now, but in fact I think they're in their 40s, so God help me. But anyway, this is when they were young, and but when Paul was about 18 or 19, he and his dad came to visit us in Canada. In fact, Dory Westgarth, who is on now, if she's still on, Dory will remember meeting Paul and Kevin. And anyway... Anne knows him as well, yeah. Paul and Kevin, his dad, were with us. So in the apartment in Etobicoke, we had the big master bedroom with an ensuite, and the balcony was off there, and there was a second bedroom on the other side of the apartment, which was, because we were on a corner unit, and we used it as the TV room, but we had a pull-out couch. So we let the lads have our master bedroom with the king-size bed and what have you, and we went into the pull-out couch, and we were there. So in the middle of the night, they were obviously sleeping, her door closed and what have you. I went out to get a drink of water, and the view that we had was absolutely amazing, and all the lights of the city was on, and we could see over to Canada's wonderland in the distance. You could see the darkness of the forest just below us and what have you. It was just beautiful. So I was having a drink, and I just was looking out of the window, and I thought, we're so lucky to be here. It just looked so lovely. Anyway, I started to go back, And Mark must have wondered why I was taking so long and wanted to see if I was okay. But he came round, there was a wall there, I came round this side, he came around that side, and at the same time we met each other, and this is what happened. We went... But without saying anything, because both of us didn't want to make a sound because we didn't want to wake the guys up. But then we peed ourselves laughing. We dashed back to the second bedroom and we closed the door and fell on the bed, and we could not get to sleep because we were laughing so much. Because who does that? Who is absolutely scared
we
stiff?
were so thoughtful of our guests that we didn't make a sound. Yeah.
Which is amazing, isn't it? When you think about it. So, yeah, I don't know. So we've got who else have we got here? We've got Ashley.
Oh, Alicia from Florida.
Oh, Alicia. Hi, Alicia.
Vera's
daughter. Yeah.
Granddaughter.
Rachel has joined us.
Oh, from Minnesota. Wow.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's excellent. So, anyway, it's now 3:28. If you want to leave comments there, you can. This is going to go up live. It's going to be saved and left on this Facebook page. So, if you came in late and you want to watch it, you just got to click the picture and it will come up. So, yeah, some people are putting thumbs up. Oh, look, we're getting lots of thumbs up. Oh, there's a hate.
Oh, dear. An unhappy one. What's that mean? Why unhappy?
Yeah, that ceiling. I bet. Put my hate up. I bet.
He wants it to go on longer. Thank you, Ashley.
That's great. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Keep safe.
Oh, Em's there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Keep safe. Keep doing what we know is really helping, which is self-isolating, and I just read something recently. April distance means May existence.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important that we remember that. It's something to be taken seriously, and as we said at the beginning, this frivolity and laughter we're sharing is not in any way meant to take away from the seriousness of what's happening there. So we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. They'll probably do chapter 3 in the next week or so. Okay, so take care. Love you guys. Keep safe.
Bye.
Bye.